You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Good day to you, sir.
Hey, happy Monday, man. How's the weekend? All right?
Oh, it's great.
Fantastic.
Did you guys take a little, were you up in the air Friday
We
night?
were helicopter ride.
Get home and it was like I was being strafed or something.
Yeah. No, it was, we tried to get Dan to come with us, but somebody's afraid of heights, apparently. So
I'm a big baby.
Hey, you see the giant light bulb behind you? Well, you need to climb that to the top of the tower.
Just kidding. If the good Lord had wanted man to fly, he would have given him tickets. Who's on birthdays today? Billy the Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Billy the Kid.
He's related to John.
Yeah, well, I'm related to him, I think, but yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy the Kid's from Huron?
No, I'm from Huron.
Actually, Billy the Kid's out of New York City, which is weird considering he was a big, frontier bad guy.
Yeah. I'll tell you the storied past. We don't have the time to get into our relation, but yeah, we're like this.
Who else? Boris Karloff.
I'm related to him,
Was
too.
really the best Frankenstein
really.
ever.
Yeah, pretty
Boris
much.
Karloff, real name William H. Pratt.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that wasn't his real name.
See, there you go. Yeah, you would think Boris Karloff. It's
Who
like
would pick that?
Right.
Doesn't
Yeah,
quite
he
sound
chose
like a celebrity
that.
name.
Yeah.
But it fit him
Yeah,
perfectly. Actually.
absolutely.
Who else from back in the day? Harpo Marx.
Oh, nice.
Marx Brothers fame.
Ah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And he was brilliant
He did
in
a
his
radio
silence. Real name Adolf.
Oh, really?
Oh.
See,
Adolf Marx.
See, I try to add a little learning to this stuff here.
I feel like I'm going to get a degree after this one.
And gosh, also blowing out 28 birthday candles today. You know her, you love her. She's a singer. She's amazing. She brought twerking to the forefront. Obviously a political science major in her school days. Miley Cyrus.
Oh, wow. She's 28?
Birthday today.
I
Yep.
did not know that.
Billy's little girl. What's going on in the world of who did stuff in days gone by? It was 1863. Patent granted for the process of making color photographs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Was it from Eastman Kodak?
It doesn't.
It's a
it
big
doesn't
deal.
say. Yeah. So for decades and decades, everybody's eyes could be red. And this is interesting. 1921, then President Warren G. Harding signs what was known as the Willis-Campbell Act,
Oh, yeah.
basically forbidding doctors from prescribing beer or liquor for medicinal purposes.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, how great would it be to be an old-timey doctor?
Oh, yeah.
Because you could do anything.
Yeah, you could do anything.
You know what you
and who's
need?
going to call you on it?
Need a little cocaine. That's
Who's
what you
gonna
need.
stop you?
They used to prescribe cocaine for everything.
Cocaine was in everything.
Yeah, you need a little cocaine. You'll be fine.
And in 1889, this is pretty cool. 1889, this day, debut of the very first jukebox.
Okay.
In America, little joint called the Palais Royal Saloon in San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
Yep, it was a little limited. They
Never
can
been
only
there.
stock Cher's greatest hits, but it caught on. So there you go. I know, we all know. We can just jump right ahead.
And we will do exactly that. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Want to save money? Take the BetterCreditCards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Secretary elect South Dakota Department of
Oh,
Game
that's
Fish and
right.
Parks,
I'm
Ranger
so
Dan.
sorry.
Get on the same page here. Jerry, get with it, would you, Heidi?
Ranger Dan.
Hey, is that hand sanitizer in your pocket, or are you just happy to be within 6 feet of me? little Chinese virus humor there. What's funnier than the Rona? Not much. Since I named myself Secretary-elect South Dakota Department of Game Fish Parks, Ranger Dan, I decided over the weekend to reach out to some of my peers across the Midwest, people that hold that kind of same position. Nebraska, Mr. Jim Douglas happens to be the commissioner of National Resources there, Game Fish and Parks. Gave old Jimmy, I call him Jimmy now because we're pretty tight, old Jimbo-Rudy.
Yeah.
Down there south in Nebraska way, I got on the old horn ski with him, had a nice little chat, and he told me I should probably, I made a note here. Quote, lawyer up, and there's no need to ever call him again.
Wow.
I got holding another one of my brand new best friends there, old Commissioner Game Fish Parks here, way up north, up there in North Dakota. Gentleman's name is Terry Steinwand.
Oh, wow.
So I want to tell you, it's a tough conversation. I kept kind of chuckling about his name. I don't know why. I actually got to the part I was giving him a little business, giving him a couple jabs there about how there's really nothing to do up there but frack and hunt feral cats. And we got disconnected.
Oh, wow. How could that have happened?
Go over to Minnesota there, and boy, a nice young lady by the name of Sarah Stroman, and just kind of made it clear to old Sarah what I was up to here as the new Secretary-elect South Dakota Department of Game Fish Parks Dad, and I was looking for her support, and things didn't go well. I told her, actually, until she lifts that cockamamie ban on dynamite and loons there in the land of 10,000 lakes, we really don't have a whole lot to talk about.
They have a ban on that?
And I ended reaching out over there in Iowa. Kayla Lyon.
Oh.
Happens to run things in that neck of the woods. Kayla Lyon did a little creeping, jumped on her page on Facebook there too. So she's a pretty nice looking little blonde filly.
Nice.
The time I was done with my chatting her up, she mentioned something about sending U.S. Marshals to pay me a visit, which I thought was nice. And,
It's like an official welcome, apparently.
again, must be something wrong with that smartphone of mine because we got cut off too. So, but what really occurred to me, getting a hold of some of these folks and letting them know what was going on here in the great state of South Dakota with my new position, they have in Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and North Dakota, they actually have titles like commissioner and director.
Oh, really?
And I thought that got a lot more punch than secretary.
Right, I agree.
Not secretary, and so I just want you to know I spent last night sharpening up the old Ranger Dan pencil and jotting up some legalese type documentation there.
Yeah.
Legalese type.
I'm doing one of those, what do they call them? One of them executive order things. I got the power to do that, and I'm switching the title Secretary-elect to President-elect. South Dakota Department of Game Fish and Parks. Now, I'm going to have to leave it there. I've got new hats, T-shirts, and banners I got to have made up for my upcoming rallies. Till next time there, little radio ranger, is President-elect South Dakota Department of Game Fish and Parks, Ranger Dan, out, say it with me.
Yes, sir. Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Lukewarm Tap Water.
Tap water.
This kind of surprised me. Of course, every year, right about this time, there's stories come out about what's the average Thanksgiving meal going to cost.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
This year. And I have just for South Dakota. And I don't know why I'm always surprised, because I always look at it and I go, well, that's really not very much at all.
Oh.
Because it's really not, depending on what you're doing. And this is actually broken out for a family of 10.
Oh, wow. That's a big family.
Of 10. And just off the top of your head, you're going to do a full-blown Thanksgiving meal for 10 people. What do you think the price tag, all
$200
told, is going to be? See, that's always where my head goes, like a couple $100 bones, you know. But I don't think, they work like, the beverages or the hooch into there if you're, big drinkers and stuff like that.
If it's Heidi's family and we're putting booze in there, it's $400.
And then you got bail, and then you got legal fees, and on and on.
It adds up.
Divorce lawyers, and on. You're into six figures.
What a spendy Thanksgiving.
It's crazy. Let's see. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, projected cost, average family spending per person, blah, 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 and you got turkey, all the dress, all the usual stuff, is not even $50 for 10 people. It's like $48.
Yeah.
Per person, or that's the total?
Average turkey cost is under $20. It's only like $19.50 your average turkey, your 12 to 15 pounder, right? Which is kind of the range they're in.
I've never bought a turkey, apparently.
See, you have.
Yeah, no,
more than
turkeys
that.
are not that expensive.
And that's why I love it. Every year, whether have people over or go somewhere, I mean, every year, if it's not on Thanksgiving, it's right around Thanksgiving, I will do the full-blown big turkey just for me.
You should come over and make a turkey for us.
Because I love having it. And it's really inexpensive when you think about it. So, yeah, it's kind of surprising. But, yeah, right around $48 for 10 people.
So it's $5 a person, if my math is correct.
Yeah, but again, if you're going to be, pouring some high-end wines and stuff like that, that's certainly going to up it up. This is just the food.
That's really cool. I would have guessed, because clearly I did guess, much higher than that. I think it's because Heidi does such a good job of preparing everything. It looks like it's worth...
It's easy.
It looks like it's worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah, when everything gets laid out on that table and everything, it looks like something that should probably be several $100s.
Yeah.
But, it's not...
Especially the way Heidi does it.
A little closer to home, and I don't know, this just kind of made me smile. If you're one of them downtowners, the A Street Bridge is now reopened.
I saw that.
It's been shut down forever, and I love this because, as you know, I have a storied history with Jody Schwan, who covers the business beat in this town. She's a former Kello field reporter, whatever.
Okay.
She's been around long. And she does still have my letter jacket. So at this point, Jody, it's just gotten sad. But she does this big article about all the vendors over there on the East Bank and how this is so wonderful that the 8th Street Bridge is open. I'm going, what? Yeah. It's like, what? How did that possibly? I mean, yes, it was closed.
It was a big...
But all you had to do was go around the block if you wanted to get to the other side.
But it was really... It was a pain in the tush, Dan, because there were numerous times I tried to get down there. And I'd get to that spot, and I'm like, dang it, the bridge. Then I go down to 6th, and then I turn, and I drive down like 4 blocks, and I turn again, I go like 4 blocks. And it's like this giant circle to get down there. So I am, for one, extremely excited to have that.
You and I are
bridge.
very different people.
Well, the best part is...
As you know, and I used to work on 8th for years.
Yeah, so did we. We were at 8th and Railroad Center.
But then we pitched in this year, and an absolutely great job, by the way, guys. A Fraternal Order of Police did the Twisted Haunted House down there
Twisted
at
Nightmare.
8th and Railroad.
8th and Railroad,
Nightmare. Yeah. And when I had to go down there, it was a no-brainer. It's like, I'm taking 6th right over there.
But
it took me probably an extra 30 seconds.
Well, the way you drive, yeah. But,
well, the the way this is being put out there in the press releases and stuff is that somehow the East Bank is now Beirut or something.
Well, it was just really hard to get to.
Everybody's eating bugs to survive or something.
Well, I, for one, am very excited to have that back.
No, I'm glad it's back, too, because they did a fantastic job. They're not quite done. They're going to be putting some specially lighting under it and everything else. So
cool. That's
going to be pretty. So, yeah, it's going to be a kind of a little
swanky
icon
little bridge.
Nice.
When they were doing that and they had everything ripped up, there was a bunch of stuff that they were doing that I didn't understand. There was like some tension wires and some things. I'm like, what is that? And Heidi and I were talking. I said, it looks like a zip line. Yeah. But now I see all that stuff is gone, so I don't know what that was for.
It's engineering.
Apparently.
Engineering. And I think the job they did down there, I think it's added about 75 years to the lifespan of that old
nice.
Oh, cool.
So,
that's really cool.
So, yep, there you go. If you've been dodging that area because of all that construction, well, guess what? It's open now, so away you go.
And the Dunham Park Bridge is still not. So just want to...
All the footings are in.
They've been working on that for a while.
All the footings are in.
It'll be up before you know it.
It's going to be. Dan, thank you for the update, sir.
Absolutely.
It's Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by Lukewarm Tap Water.
Tap water.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for our bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture, and we're going to brighten somebody's day right now because we're going to tell you about some really cool things that are going on in the Sioux Empire between now and Christmas. Visiting with Don from Strawbale Winery. How you doing, sir?
Hey, doing great. Thank you.
You guys are doing a thing called Twilight Flights. Tell me a little bit about Twilight Flights and how folks can be a part of this.
Well, this is the 14th year that we've been doing this. Twilight Flights is wine tasting, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and a helicopter ride over the Falls Park for the Winter Wonderland. Then we come back and do dessert and dessert wine, and it is spectacular.
It really is neat. We had a chance to do this on Friday night, and as you and I were talking, the falls are beautiful. It's really, really cool. But when you look at that amongst everything else, there's so many beautiful things to look at. So the falls are just kind of like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, and I think, a couple of the highlights is flying over the airport, which is absolutely spectacular. And then Cathedral is just a beacon for the city. It's just beautiful.
And something I had noticed when we were flying over the prison, I had never really thought about it, but I suppose they have to have those lights on all the time. It was very bright.
Yeah, it's one of the brightest spots that there is.
So if you would like to do this, how does a person schedule a flight if they want to do the Twilight Flights?
So we require folks to give us a call at 543-5071. You can find information on our Facebook page, which is Strawbale Winery, or our website, which is strawbalewinery.com.
And then I'll throw a link to that to make it really, really easy to find. And how long do you do the Twilight Flights? How late does this go in the season?
We will try to do this the weekend after Christmas. We'll do the first 3 weekends for sure. We're, battling with labor and COVID and all of that stuff for the last weekend. So for sure, the first 3 weekends in December.
Very, very nice. And if somebody would like to do it, how far in advance should they book this? Because I'm assuming you can't just say, hey, I want to go tonight.
No, you've got to have a reservation. And the Saturday nights certainly fill up faster than the Friday nights for some reason. And we will fill the Saturdays very quickly. And every year we get, 6 engagement flights. And I expect this year will be no different than that. We'll do 200 flights this year, so, plan accordingly.
And the helicopter has room there's a pilot, of course, and then there's room for 3 other people, and you can do it with 3 people or 2 people. But if you wanted to do an engagement, that would be a pretty darn cool place to do it, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And we've had engagements, crazily enough, that had 3 people in it. So
somebody to document it.
We can talk about that some other time.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you guys inviting us out Friday night. It was a lot of fun. Don, thank you for doing what you're doing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And again, Twilight Flights, Strawbale Winery. You can find them at strawbalewinery.com. You can find them online at Strawbale Winery. And I'm also going to throw a link to all of the information at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrities are so fabulous. And sometimes when they fall off that celebrity pedestal, the fall can be a hard one. As you know, Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky's doing time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's in the Slam. She's in the Gray Bar Motel, man.
Big house.
Yep.
From Full House to Big House.
And now her fashion designer husband, Massimo Giannale, has reported for prison himself.
Oh, wow.
For his role in that college admissions scandal. He got more time than she did.
Is she out and he's in?
No, they're both in now.
Oh, yeah. I thought they were staggering it.
In fact, they've got a 23rd wedding anniversary coming up that they will be celebrating both behind bars.
Together?
No,
that's
they're in
nice.
They're in separate institutions.
Oh, wow.
John.
So they're not going to...
I think people in charge figured out a long time ago co-ed prisons probably aren't a good idea.
But if they're married to each other, you know.
I don't know what the problem was. But what's funny, old Massimo here, gets taken into custody. He's grown a beard and shaved his head.
What?
A whole different look. I think he's trying to kind of look tougher or something.
Tougher when he's in there.
But it's like, hey,
nobody
Massimo,
messes with him.
yeah, you're a fashion designer. You're still gonna have some friends, buddy.
Can you do anything about these drab orange jumpsuits?
Yeah.
Oh.
So meanwhile, he got 5 months, and I believe Lori got 3 months, but she should be out probably right around Christmas and be out after
That whole thing was just insane.
Really is.
Yeah, they just wanted a better life for their daughters.
Yeah. Well, I think their daughters had a pretty good life the way it was.
So they paid an admissions guy $500,000 to grease those skids and make it happen, and ta-da.
Mm-hmm.
College admission scandal.
So yeah, be interesting to see what, I guess, happens.
Yeah. I've never been to prison before.
Well, I can fix that, John.
Well, I'm just saying, what are you laughing about? I'm just saying I don't know if it's like it is in the movies.
It's exactly like it is in the movies.
Well, depends on what movie we're talking about.
John, you're a big guy. You'll be put on the football team and play the guards. And yeah, that's how it works.
Can you imagine me on the football team?
I can't imagine you in prison.
Well, I don't want to be. And I know we have some folks who do listen from the South Dakota State Penitentiary here. So how you guys doing? Good to talk to you. I'm not trying to make fun of prison by any means. I'm just saying I've never been there. I don't know what it's like. And I don't know how that would be for them. Are they going to be in like the regular?
Oh no, they're in like a celebrity.
They're both in minimum security. It's called minimum
Yeah.
security. You've got hard time. You've got minimum. It really depends
on what your crime was.
The crime. It depends on your track record, your history. I mean, there's a lot of different factions into where you end up.
Yeah,
very nice. Well, I'm gonna just
but no, it's
just keep your nose clean, John.
I'm gonna try.
Way better path to take.
It's not, because I've had a few incidents in my life where, and let's just be honest here, I have been in jail.
Okay.
And that's just jail. That's like the first step. And no, that is not pleasant because, I mean, your freedom's gone, man.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Huh.
And the shoes are horrifying.
That's enough for me to
The
say.
food is horrifying.
Huh.
It's all horrifying. You don't want to do it. That's why it's like it is.
It's like it's almost like it's a deterrent.
To kind of send you a message to maybe not do that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Huh. Well, thank you for that update, Dan.
Yeah.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Free Lori and Massimo.
It's brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Want to save money? Take the BetterCreditCards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, November 23rd, 2020. The week ended with a quiet day of trading Friday. The major indices seesawed between gains and losses during the day, but held within tight ranges. The rising number of COVID cases has the market on edge, but a spark of hope remains that the vaccine news is still good. There are 2 vaccines on track for emergency approval and could be available to frontline workers within the next few months. Speaking from a trader's perspective, the market is entering a lull between earnings reporting seasons. There won't be much to move the market for the next 6 weeks other than economic data and, of course, political news. You can be sure that'll spark some volatility. This week is quiet except for Wednesday. There are 9 major reports due out that day because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Investors and traders should expect light volume. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.